I used to think my life was solid. Not perfect, but steady. My husband, Adam, and I had been married for 7 years. We had our routines, Saturday morning coffee runs, binge-watching shows we'd seen 3 times already, late-night talks that somehow always circled back to dreams we never quite chase. And then there was Lily, my best friend since college. The kind of friend who knew all my insecurities, every fight I'd ever had with Adam, every time I doubted myself. She was the person I called when I couldn't sleep. The one who always said, "You're lucky, you know. Adam really loves you." I believed her. But now, looking back, I realize, those words were her way of checking if I still believed it too. It started with little things. Adam becoming too tired for our movie nights. His phone lighting up more often, but face down on the table. The way he started caring a little too much about how he looked for work dinners. Still, I brushed it off. That's what trust does, it blinds you in the gentlest ways. Then one night, I got home early from work. Adam's car wasn't in the driveway, but Lily's was. I thought maybe she'd dropped by to borrow something, like she always did. When I walked in, the house was quiet, too quiet. There were 2 wine glasses on the counter. One had lipstick on it. Mine was in the dishwasher from the morning. My heart didn't race. It just paused. Like my body was waiting for my brain to catch up. I called out, "Lily?" No answer. Then I heard the bathroom door shut upstairs. A moment later, Adam came down, shirt slightly wrinkled, hair damp. He smiled, but not the kind that reached his eyes. "Hey, babe. You're home early." His tone was calm. Too calm. "Yeah," I said, pretending I didn't notice the second glass. Traffic was light. For a moment, we just stared at each other. My pulse started to pick up. I didn't want to believe the thought forming in my mind. Then the bathroom door upstairs opened. And Lily's voice floated down. "Adam, do you have a towel?" The world went silent. I remember the sound of my own breathing, shallow, sharp. Adam's face went pale. He turned toward the stairs like he could somehow stop time, stop her words from existing. But it was too late. Lily froze halfway down the stairs, wearing my robe. No one spoke. Not even a whisper. Finally, she said, "Uma. I can explain." My name, from her lips, sounded like a lie. I laughed. Not because it was funny, because my body didn't know what else to do. "Explain," I said. "Please. Go ahead. I'd love to hear what chapter this is in our friendship." Adam tried to step in, his voice shaky. "It wasn't planned, it just happened." I cut him off. "Right? Like a car accident. Except you both drove straight into it." Lily looked like she wanted to cry. I didn't. I couldn't. I just walked to the kitchen, grabbed the 2 wine glasses, and dropped them into the sink. The sound shattered the silence, like something in me finally breaking too. They both left that night. Adam stayed with his brother. Lily. I didn't care where she went. But the strange thing was, I didn't cry. Not then. I made tea, sat on the couch, and stared at the wall until dawn. My mind kept replaying everything, every time Lily had texted him when I was in the shower. Every time she'd told me I was lucky. Every time I'd defended her when Adam said she flirted too much. I wasn't angry yet. Just empty. But emptiness doesn't last. It turns into something sharper. A week later, Lily tried to call. I didn't answer. Then she texted, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. I miss you. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed back, just one line, you can't miss someone you were never loyal to. And I hit send. I thought that would be the end. But that was only the beginning. Because karma, it doesn't rush. It waits. A few weeks later, I ran into Adam at the grocery store. He looked exhausted, unshaven, thinner. He tried to smile, but I could see the guilt behind it. How are you holding up? He asked. Better than you, it seems, I replied. He looked down, then said quietly, Lily and we're not together anymore. I almost laughed again. Already? He sighed. It got complicated. She thought I was going to leave you sooner. I didn't. She said I lied to her. The irony hit me like a wave. She thought you lied to her. That's rich. He didn't argue. Just nodded, defeated. That night, I sat on my porch, sipping wine alone, and thought about everything. Betrayal doesn't just break your heart, it rewires how you see people. But part of me still wondered, was karma really done with them yet? After that grocery store run-in, I thought that would be it. I'd move on, maybe even learn to forgive. But Adam and Lily's story wasn't finished, not yet. A month later, my phone buzzed with a message from a mutual friend. Hey, I hate to tell you this, but you might want to check Lily's Facebook. My stomach dropped. I hadn't looked at her profile since the day everything fell apart. Against my better judgment, I opened it. There it was, a photo of Lily and Adam at a lake house, smiling. The caption read, "Sometimes love finds you in unexpected places. 2 hearts, unexpected places. Like your best friend's marriage." I stared at that photo for a long time. My fingers hovered over my phone, trembling. But I didn't comment. I didn't text. I didn't need to. Let them have their little moment. Because deep down, I knew something, things built on betrayal don't last. I started focusing on myself. Joined a yoga class. Reconnected with old friends I'd neglected during my marriage. Even started therapy, which helped me understand something I'd never realized before. I'd been pouring love into 2 people who only saw me as a convenience. Still, sometimes, in the quiet moments, brushing my teeth, cooking dinner for one, I'd feel that ache again. Not because I missed Adam, but because I missed who I thought he was. Then, about 2 months later, karma knocked. Softly. It started with another message. This time from Adam. Can we talk? I almost deleted it. But curiosity, that dangerous little thing, made me reply. About what? About Lily. Please. We met at a small coffee shop near his office. He looked worse than before, dark circles, eyes tired. He took a deep breath. She's pregnant, he said. I blinked, unsure how to react. Congratulations. He looked down. It's not mine. That silence between us, it felt heavy, like the universe pausing just to savor the irony. She was seeing someone else, he continued. Apparently while we were still together. I leaned back, folded my arms. You mean while she was still pretending to be my best friend? He winced. I deserve that. I didn't argue. He did. A few days later, Lily texted me for the first time in months. I need someone to talk to. Please, Uma. You're the only one who really knew me. For a moment, I just stared at it. The audacity. The same woman who'd destroyed my marriage now wanted me for emotional support. But there was something inside me, not compassion, not exactly, maybe curiosity again. I told her to meet me at the park. When she arrived, she looked different. Pale, tired, her hands fidgeting. She sat down, eyes red. "I know I'm the last person you want to see," she began. "But I need to say this." I didn't respond. Just waited. She sighed. "I messed up. Adam wasn't what I thought. He promised me things, told me you were the reason he wasn't happy. I believed him. But after you left, he became someone else, cold, distant. Then I found out he was messaging other women." I looked at her. "So now you know how it feels?" She nodded, tears spilling. "Yeah. I guess karma really does come around." For the first time since everything happened, I felt nothing. No joy at her pain, no anger left to spend. Just a strange, quiet peace. "Lily," I said softly. "You didn't just betray me. You betrayed yourself. You threw away years of friendship for a man who didn't even value loyalty. And that's something you'll have to live with." She covered her face with her hands. "I know. I wish I could undo it." "You can't," I said. "But you can learn. Maybe next time, you'll think before you cross someone's heart." She nodded, sobbing quietly. We sat there for a while, the sound of children playing in the distance, the wind rustling the trees. Then I stood up. "Take care of yourself, Lily." She looked up at me. "Do you forgive me?" I paused. "Not yet. But maybe someday." And I meant it. That night, I lay in bed and realized something important. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you. It's how you take your power back. I stopped checking social media. Stopped waiting for updates about their messy lives. I was done being part of their story. But fate wasn't done writing mine. Because 3 months later, karma came for both of them in a way none of us expected. It was a Saturday morning. I was scrolling through emails when I got one from a mutual acquaintance, a co-worker of Adam's. Subject line: "Did you hear what happened to Adam and Lily?" I opened it. Apparently, Adam had been fired. Company audit found he'd been using client funds for personal expenses. And Lily? She'd been involved too, as his consultant. They were both under investigation. I just sat there, staring at the screen. Karma didn't come loudly. It didn't come with fire or shouting matches. It came quietly, through choices they'd made, the same way they'd made the choice to betray me. And for the first time in months, I smiled. Not out of revenge, but because life had done what I couldn't, it leveled the scales. But that wasn't the final chapter. There was still one more moment, one that would close everything for good. A few weeks after I found out about their scandal, I was walking home from the farmer's market, when I saw Adam sitting alone on a bench outside our old favorite cafe. The same place we used to spend Sunday mornings sharing croissants and talking about nothing. He looked smaller. Not physically, but in spirit. His shoulders slumped, his hands restless. He noticed me before I could turn away. "Uma," he said, standing up, almost relieved to see me. "Please. Can we talk?" I hesitated. But something in his eyes, not guilt this time, just exhaustion, made me nod. We sat down. He sighed heavily. "You probably heard about what happened." I did. He rubbed his temples. "I messed everything up. Not just with you, but with work, with life. It's like everything I touched fell apart." I stayed quiet. Sometimes silence tells more truth than words ever can. After a long pause, he said softly, "Lily's gone." "Gone?" "She left. Packed her things and disappeared. I think she moved back to her parents' place. She didn't even say goodbye. The irony of it almost made me laugh, almost. But I didn't. Guess karma really does clean house, I said quietly. He nodded, staring at the ground. You were always the good one, Uma. I just didn't see it until it was too late. There was a time when hearing those words would have broken me. But now, they didn't even sting. I just looked at him, this man I once thought I'd grow old with, and realized how far I'd come. You didn't lose me because you couldn't see my worth, I said. You lost me because you gambled it. He swallowed hard, eyes glistening. I know. I think about it every day. I stood up, feeling the sun warm my face. Then stop thinking about it. Start living with it. That's what karma's for, it teaches us what we refuse to learn. And with that, I walked away. That night, I poured myself a glass of wine and sat on my balcony. The air was cool, and for the first time in a long time, the quiet didn't feel heavy. It felt peaceful. I scrolled through my phone, not out of sadness, but closure. I deleted old photos, old messages, old memories. Every tap felt like letting go of a version of myself that had been trapped in pain. And then I got a notification, a new message request. From Lily. I just wanted to say thank you for hearing me that day. I'm starting therapy too. I hope one day you find someone who loves you the way you deserve. I read it twice. Then I replied, simply, I already did. I found myself. I hit send, set my phone down, and smiled. Months passed. Seasons changed. I started traveling, something I'd always wanted to do, but never did because Adam said it was too expensive. I saw new cities, met people who didn't know my story, and for the first time, I felt free. Completely. It's strange how betrayal, as ugly as it is, can become a teacher. It burns everything false to the ground, but once the smoke clears, you finally see what's real. I remember standing at a seaside cafe in Greece, the sun setting over the water, and realizing, this was my new chapter. I wasn't defined by what they did to me. I was defined by how I rose after. A year later, I heard Adam had moved out of state to live with his parents, trying to rebuild his life. Lily, from what I gathered, was working quietly at a small design firm. No contact, no drama, just distance. That's the thing about karma. It doesn't roar. It whispers. It doesn't destroy to punish, it destroys to teach. And it taught them both what loyalty means, by taking away the one person who gave it freely. Sometimes, people ask me if I'd ever take Adam back, if he came crawling. The answer is no, not out of anger, but peace. Some doors are meant to stay closed because the lesson isn't in reopening them, it's in learning why they had to close in the first place. I don't hate Lily anymore either. I hope she finds healing. I hope she never repeats the same mistake. Because forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, it means freeing yourself from the weight of their choices. I've learned that karma isn't about revenge. It's about balance. About returning what we put into the world, multiplied by truth. And when it finally comes around, it doesn't knock. It just walks in quietly, takes its seat, and lets life handle the rest. Now, when I tell this story, I don't tell it as the woman who was betrayed. I tell it as the woman who survived it, and became stronger because of it. Because sometimes, the people you love most teach you the hardest truths. And sometimes, losing them is how you finally find yourself. I take another sip of wine, smile at the quiet night sky, and whisper to no one in particular, I don't hate them anymore, but I'll never forget what they did. And that's okay. Because I don't need to. Karma already remembered for me. If this story touched you, tell me in the comments, what would you have done in my place? Share this with someone who's ever been betrayed and came out stronger. And subscribe for more stories that make you feel something real.